G'day. So it is Wednesday today, 7th of October, and I am Luke. This is the Motorcycle Diaries. So off from a CBR 600RR, which I absolutely love, the big trip out to Wales on Sunday. It was on, and then obviously Monday covering it for the last time. So it was yesterday that I got onto this bike for the first time, and it chucked it down yesterday. It was raining all day, so didn't get much of a chance to take it out. So I thought it would only be fair to give you kind of my first impression of it today. Bike in question, Harley 1200 Nightster. It's based obviously on the XR 1200, but it's had a lot of little stuff done to it. It's got the 1200 air-cooled engine. It's been made a lot thinner as well. Very retro style, as you can tell. Very almost 50s chic, with some of the most amazing paintwork you'll see, including the little skull on the tank there and on the back here. Now, as we know with Harleys, it's a lot about the actual style of the bike and the idea that you can kind of trick out with the parts and accessories, and it's a lifestyle thing, and this has been pretty much tricked out. Looks absolutely beautiful. It looks like something from a 1950s 1950s, kind of like ex-war film, or World War II war film even, because obviously the World War wasn't in the 50s, it would be in the 40s and late 30s. Get it right, Wilkins. No, but it is really cool. But I got to admit, having gotten on this from the CBR 600RR, it's such an incredibly different riding experience. First up, the pegs in a strange place, and what got me about the XR 1200 is the pegs and gearbox are actually attached obviously to the engine case there, meaning that you get a lot of vibration through the foot, and because of the kind of like less, should we say, expensive suspension at the front and back and the way the forks are set up, you know, you really feel like you're riding like this kind of almost bone shaker. The engine, it delivers power because it is a V-twin and a very kind of lumpy. Here you have a bit of power here, there's a bit of power there, and it does come through, but you know, you're not going to beat anything performance-wise. In the wet, it was a bit tricky to ride. I had the back slip out me a couple of times, but it's all good. But that's mostly because, if you look, it's got a very kind of small profile back tyre. But style-wise, I absolutely love it. Now I'm doing a kind of metal and rock night tonight in Birmingham. Yeah, launch Moan with Johnny Doom from Kerrang, and I think we're going to take this down just to keep on the engines outside, because it does look very black metal and very rock. It looks wicked when you ride it. It's not obviously the easiest thing to ride compared to, say, modern bikes. This is obviously modern, but you know what I mean, with the kind of racers and the Touras and everything else like that. But I am really liking it. So what I'm going to do now is head out on a bit of a spin and get back, and then let you know my thoughts. And I haven't got the onboard camera on it today, just because A, I'm worried it shakes too much. The camera might not stick to it. B, it's going to be chucking it down again soon. So I reckon we'll get the onboard camera on it tomorrow when the sun's out a bit more. So for now, ride safe, amigos. Right then, just back from my little ride back. Went for about 30-minute, 40-minute ride, got in about kind of 25-30 miles on the Harley 1200 Nightster. Going to get prices, insurance quotes, everything for you for this by tomorrow. But just to let you know, my first impressions, I always try and do this without having a price in mind for the bike and everything else, is first up, how much character does this have? Not only obviously by its incredible looks, little things that you notice when you're riding it, like the fact that it's got a temperature gauge just there, like something out of a 1950s Lancaster bomber, that it just looks amazing. And even just riding it in this short period, I've garnished so much attention. But it's a huge shock, obviously. Having ridden a lot of modern bikes recently, got the SV650X there, the CBR 600RR there from Honda. You know, it is weird kind of getting back on a bike that has real kind of bone-shaking potential. It sounds great. It needs, I'd say, a couple of aftermarket candidates to make it sound even better. The acceleration from that 1200 V-twin unit, it's not the best. It doesn't feel anywhere near as sporty as the XR 1200 would do, but do you know what? That's not the point. It is obviously done as a style icon, this bike, and the parts and accessory boys have gone to town on it. It looks amazing. But it's just going to take a while for me to get back used to riding a bike like this. So tomorrow I reckon I want to take it for a big long ride. Hopefully I've got it. I did have a couple of scary moments, I'm not going to lie, where I turned into a corner, and obviously being a Harley, it doesn't quite have the suspension other bikes have at the front or the brakes, and it's quite easy to lose it, but you know, it let me get out of the trouble, so I shouldn't. That's too big a problem. Well, it's belt driven, like all, pretty much all Harleys, obviously, apart from the Porsche one. It is got lovely spokes in the front wheels and everything else, and it just looks the part. Which, if you're buying a Harley, they cost a lot of money to be the main thing. But I'm going to call this the bone shaker, because in the XR 1200R, as I mentioned, you've got your gear change and you kind of put a thing attached to the engine case, and that shakes like hell. But I want to do a demonstration of just how much this bike does vibrate, but in a cool kind of retro kitsch way. Let's check this out. I'll put my gloves on there. I'm not going to touch those. I'm going to start it up. Okay, now I haven't touched my gloves. Let's actually see what they will do with the engine running. Oh, you'll talk about yourself a bit. In fact, we can have a listen to this exhaust. Why don't I give it this? Got the 25 practice. Sounds good, but you're always going to feel like you want something a little bit meatier from a Harley. Let's do one more little thing. See, so it's definitely got the thing. Oh, there we go, the gloves are off. So, didn't take that long, it was only about 30 seconds, it wasn't the end of the world, but as you can see, sounds nice, is nice, just a very different riding experience from what I've been used to for the last few weeks. But I think I'm going to enjoy it for the rest of the week. In fact, until next time, and that's another handy feature, the incredible alarm system with the keyless entry, as I've showed you before. Check this out. Take your key out, set the alarm, bosh, and the alarm will arm in about, 3-4 seconds is it? This bit here, there we go, is your keyless entry. Well, not keyless entry, you have to have the key in for this one, but that's like your arm diffuser, if you know what I mean. And yeah, Harley 1200 Nightster, looks the part. Feels and rides like a 1950s bike, which may not be the greatest thing in the world, but it's a lot of fun, a lot of character. Can't wait to ride it tomorrow. Ride safe, my amigos.